What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's going on with the economic calendar, what's happening with Nvidia and all these different stocks, and how things are looking, in my opinion, as time goes on. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. This offer ends very, very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the market moving forward. So looking at SPY, we got a very, very nice bullish breakouts to the upside. We managed to break above this 470 resistance, and we saw buyers continue to step in. We also saw a lot of buyers stepping in for stocks like Nvidia and Aapl. Nvidia had a very, very big event where they made some big announcements, and this really helps them absolutely explode. So as Nvidia is breaking all-time highs, this had a very profound effect on the QQQ. Not to mention Aapl and these other tech stocks were just following the trend. And as tech started to push, we saw Tesla follow the trend too, and we ended up seeing SPY follow very, very nicely. So the market and the algorithms getting adjusted with buyers stepping in, this really helps this very, very beautiful push developed, and it looks very bullish, at least on the daily time frame, which suggests even more upside is possible. Now, as the market is pushing up, I just want to remind you all we have some data coming out, at least for Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we have CPI coming out. So the question is, will the market hold up approaching CPI? Will things change? I want to go over that first before I break down how the charts are looking. So I just want to remind you guys for tomorrow, Tuesday, January 9th, we have the exports and imports data coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour before the market opens. And then at 10 o'clock a.m., we have the economic optimism report coming out. This is going to be very important because optimism is looking pretty good. The forecast is at 41 and the consensus is at 42. If you get some very, very decent looking numbers, this could actually help the market push a bit. Then we have Barr from the Fed giving a speech at noon, which shouldn't be that crazy. At 1 p.m., we have the 3-year note auction coming out, which could cause some volatility. So the most important pieces of data coming out in the morning are going to be the exports and imports data right over here. The economic optimism report could be a little bit minor, not expecting it to be that crazy. And then at 1 p.m., the 3-year note auction is going to be more important. So some minor pieces of data for tomorrow. That's pretty much it. Nothing too insane overall, though. I just want to remind you all that that's just for Tuesday. As a reminder, for Thursday, January 11th, we have CPI coming out. This is going to be very important. Make sure you watch this. It's going to cause a very big move in the markets. All right, so that's it for the data, at least for now. One thing that's very important to note is that Nvidia has broken all-time highs again. It's absolutely exploding. And this has to do with lots of big developments that came out with their new graphics processors, not to mention new advancements in AI. And they also announced the GeForce RTX 40 Super Series of graphics processors, which is very, very good for video game enthusiasts, not to mention other products. They also mentioned new AI chips as well, which is very, very bullish. So very, very bullish news has come out. They mentioned new AI developments for the chips coming out, I believe, in Q2 of 2024, and also during the second half of the year, which is very, very bullish. They also have 3 new graphics cards coming out. The one I just mentioned, not to mention the RTX 470. That's the T Super. Then we also have the RTX 4070. That's also going to be another super development. So very, very awesome stuff. New developments. They're also working very hard to just maintain regulations in China, maintain what they're basically asking for. And they mentioned that for AI, big things are coming, especially in the second half of this year. So very bullish news, especially for AI. The market is getting very close to extreme greed. I think this just updated. So it's updated right now. We're very close to extreme greed again. Buyers are still stepping in. This does not mean the market's going to explode forever because CPI is going to determine if the market tries to keep going or not. So we just have to wait 2 days for the really big catalyst. On top of that, we have a couple more pieces of news. Lots of indicators are at extreme greed, but that's pretty much it. And then on top of this, I just want to mention that when it comes to our target rate probabilities, the market's anticipating 75 basis points worth of rate cuts, at least for the year for now. We'll see if there are any adjustments after CPI comes out. So we'll be watching for this. That's going to be very important for CPI day. Now let's talk about the data and how things are looking. Well, SPY is very simple, guys. On the daily time frame, I just want to mention that The daily is up about 1.43%, at least for SPY right now, which is not bad whatsoever. I also want to mention that I apologize, guys. I think there's a little bit of background noise. Let me just adjust something. Give me 1 second. But anyways, when it comes to the developments right now, we're currently up 1.43%. The daily candlestick is looking pretty bullish right now, and I just want to mention that this is going to likely lead to a bullish continuation, especially going into tomorrow. Our next target is going to be 476. If anything, that's going to be the level we're going to be watching for very carefully. That's going to be from a break of this 475 resistance. 476 is going to be coming next. Overall, looks bullish. There's nothing that really changes my view from here. Looks very, very strong. For support, I would watch 474. If we lose that, we have 472.93, 472 flat, and then below that, we have 471.64 followed by 470. In my opinion, I could see this retracing a bit. It might actually gap down depending on the exports and imports data. But I think there's going to be a bullish continuation. Daily looks very strong. I think 476 is a good target. I think there's more upside coming. And if that breaks, we could even test the high we made, at least from the previous year. So watch that all very, very carefully. On the QQQ, I want to mention this very carefully. QQQ is looking strong thanks to Nvidia and other stocks out there. We got a bullish breakout out of this green trend line. You guys can see this green trend line right here. Nice break to the upside as this is pushing up very nicely. The support that's worth watching is this 404 level. We have to try to hold above this. If we break above that, we're going to be watching 405.71. A break above that will take this thing all the way up towards this imbalance, which would be around 408. So that's another very, very good target for this 408 level. Let's hope we try to get a break above that. On top of that, make sure you watch the support at 404. If we lose this, we have 402. And then we have 399 below that. Overall, the trend looks bullish on the triple Q because we have this gap to fill up to like this 409 area. I think we could fill the gap if we break 406. 406 plus is likely coming, and we could try to fill the gap as the daily looks bullish for now. As far as Tesla goes, I just want to mention that overall, this is looking bullish. We have this 240 area. If you want to try to break above this, our next target is going to be 242 and then 244. If we break 244, watch 247.5 followed by 250 as resistance levels. For support, you're going to be watching not just 240, but also 238. If we lose 238, we have 237.5 that's coming next. And we have this like yellow trend line down here. So I personally think that there's going to be a very good chance, at least that's what I would say, of this potentially breaking. I think that if you look at the 4 hour, there's a very, very good chance that the 20 EMA at 240 can be tested. A break of this would take this thing all the way up towards that 242 area and then 244. I think it's going to be testing 244 very soon. I think a bullish break is very probable. As far as Nvidia goes, this is insane. Very parabolic after the new, graphics processors were basically announced. So I think, in my opinion, as this is still pushing up in the after hours, whether there's a gap down tomorrow or not, around like 522 and then a bounce, there could be more upside potential basically forming. And if we break above not just 525, but 527.5, that's going to be like another really good target. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of 530. 530 could be tested as well. There's no guarantee it's done yet. This thing is very parabolic. It's an absolute monster. So with all the bullish news, there could be a continuation tomorrow because it looks very strong right now. There's no sign of it breaking down yet. So we're just going to be watching that very carefully. And then I would say to add on to all of this, we also have Aapl. Let me just double check this. Aapl right now is at 185. If we continue to break out, we're going to be looking for a push for about 188. If anything, let me just double check these levels. So for support, just to be safe, make sure you watch support at 184. We also have 183.5. Then we have resistance around 186 and 188. In my opinion, I think there could be a bullish move coming towards 188. I think Apple's looking bullish with this 185 area holding up very nicely. So watch for a nice push up, and we want to be looking for a test of 188 very soon. It looks bullish overall since we closed above 185. Watch the 15-200 EMAs as resistance, and overall the chart looks bullish to me. I also want to mention that when it comes to Rivian and a couple of others, Rivian, I talked about a test of 18. It hit 18.89, and now it bounced. It looks like it's trying to make its way up to 20.2. I'm going to be looking for that as well. On SoFi, I would say that if we break the 50, not the 50, the 20 EMA at 8.6, you're going to be looking for a push towards this resistance right here where this candlestick happens to be at 8.8 to 9 around there. I think it's going to be testing that. Nice bullish divergence and a nice Wyckoff accumulation schematic is developing. For the IWM, the Russell 2000, watch the 50 EMA. If it breaks 196.92, look for a push towards I would say that we have this like gap that's all the way up here that's unfilled. This 199 area could be tested. We have a nice reversal structure right over here. We actually held above and hovered above our 200 EMA. So I think it could get very close to 200 or 199. Microsoft got a very bullish bounce as well. So the buyers came back. I thought that this was range trading for it, but it actually broke above the 50 EMA. Our next target is going to be around 377. It looks bullish for now. AMD got some bullish news as well with Nvidia. I wouldn't be surprised if it's forming this cup. We might even see 150 very soon for a temporary push up just for tomorrow and beyond. Netflix is going to be looking for a test of 490. Could see it pushing a little bit more. The VIX tried to break up, but it ended up failing. VIX has a gap to fill, so this is actually bullish for the markets. We didn't fill this gap all the way down to 12.7, so if the VIX could drop more as we're about to get a bearish crossover on the PPO, with that happening, that would be bullish for the stock market, bearish for the VIX. Coinbase looks a little bullish. Going to be looking for a break and then to fill this imbalance towards these higher levels. I'm going to be first watching for a 164. If we break this, I'm going to be looking for this thing to push towards basically 170, like around 170 basically. So I'm going to be looking at this level. Let me just show you where this level is. This was previous support becoming resistance. This is where our breakout was. So I think 170 to 171 can be tested if we break above the 50 EMA. So that's basically around 161. Watch 161 is resistance. If it breaks this, look for a push towards 170. Coinbase has some potential. Google managed to bounce as well, which is very surprising. Got a very, very nice bounce. It actually held above its 200 EMA. I told you that if we broke below the 200, we would turn bearish. Since we bounced off it, look for a push towards 140. And if that breaks, watch for a push towards 142. So I think 142 is coming next, followed by 144. I think it looks bullish overall. In Amazon stock, I think that's this looks bullish now. We're testing the 50 EMA. We didn't close, but we were trying to push above it in the after hours. If we break this, our next target is going to be 151. I think Amazon's going to reach 151 to 152 soon. And then for Meta, I would say on the 4-hour time frame, this is looking bullish. Looking for a push towards 362. I think 362 is our next target. That's pretty much it for now. So thank you all for listening, guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you and peace out.